Yo, what's good YouTube? It's Deadshots. Now, as you can see, we're not in Diamond Dynasty, but we're in the main menu of MLB The Show 24 because we're going to be doing a hitting tips and hitting advice video today. I mean, I don't consider myself the greatest, but a lot of questions in the comments about what I use, how I hit. So I'm gonna give you all some answers. Let's get right into the settings. First, we're going to go to Control, Offense. Of course, you're going to be on zone. Everyone's hitting on zone. It's just the PCI. It's the normal one. Don't use timing. Don't use zone hit or don't use directional hitting. Use zone. Use the PCI. I don't even think you'd be watching this video if you didn't have zone on. Next thing I'm going to talk about is PCI anchor. I'm not going to lie, I don't really mess with the PCI anchor. I have it on preset, so if I ever want to cheat on a specific zone, then maybe I'll use it. I believe the left stick is the coverage of the strike zone. So if it's down the middle, which means you're not putting any movement on the left stick, it should be in the middle of the strike zone. So I think not only is it not as helpful as people may think it is, I think it's also a handicap. So definitely, if you want to use it, go ahead. I see some streamers using it. Definitely preset it on a pitch that maybe you're looking for or that you can't get to as fast. But I wouldn't suggest it. Heading on down to PCI, what my settings are. Here are mine. I go diamonds on the center with the inner of a wedge. No outer. Yellow with 80% opacity. Opacity is just how vibrant you want the color to be. Color does not really matter. I go with yellow or white because it stands out. Maybe I see a lot of people going green or light blue. Whatever you want, it's preference. I don't go in outer PCI. I don't have a PCI fade out at all. So I don't see a need for an outer. It kind of shows where you can have that foul ball range depending on someone's vision. But why would you need that on your screen? Because you're not trying to hit a foul ball. Here's the part of the PCI that actually kind of matters. PCI center. I go diamonds. However, I used to use bat at the start of the year. Bat is when the PCI center has a dot, but around it is a bat. If you know what it is, you know what it is. I thought it was alright when I started using it, but my only issue was that it never changed the size based on the difficulty. Meaning, if I was on rookie, the bat size would be the same as if I was on legend. And I think on higher difficulties, that does put you at a disadvantage because you are looking at a PCI that is maybe not as precise as what you want contact-wise. So honestly, unless you're going bat, none of the centers matter. You can do whatever you want. I go diamonds. I think it looks the nicest. You can go circles. You can go altitude. It doesn't really matter. As long as you're not using bat, it doesn't matter. PCI inner, that's kind of preference. I have wedge on because I think it looks like the barrel of a bat. I mess with it. It looks nice. Some other good ones are fishbowl. Fishbowl's not that bad. Starfighter's pretty good as well. Just try it out. I mean, it's not a one-size-fit-all. Like, figure out what your preference is. So that's the PCI settings. Let's go on to, you can screenshot this too if you want to. Let's just go to the camera. Here it is. I have been using the whole year Strike Zone High, but throughout the years I've dabbled between Strike Zone and Strike Zone 2, but I think I've settled on Strike Zone High right now. The difference between Strike Zone High and Strike Zone, which is what I was using a little bit at the start of the year, was that Strike Zone is more zoomed in, while Strike Zone High has clearly more of a higher view. I think Strike Zone High is a bit better in my opinion, just because the height gives you the advantage to see the ball out of the hand at a higher point, which honestly, it's helped me not feel inclined to swing at pitches below the zone, if you know what I mean. That's my reasoning behind it, but to be honest, you can't go wrong with any of them. Pitching view, I actually used to be on Strike Zone High, which is so the same pitching view as my hitting view, but it got kind of boring. I saw YouTubers use where is it? Catcher far and catcher near. So I've been on catcher far right now. I think it's nice. I think it's nice to see the stance. Doesn't matter. Pick your preference. In play view offense. I'm not gonna lie, as a YouTuber, as a somewhat content creator, it's nice to have dynamic because it looks nice. It zooms out as you hit the ball, and it is appeasing to the eye. However, I think if you wanted to be more efficient and more practical with your in-play offense view, then you'd probably go medium. Medium is probably better than dynamic, simply because you get to see the ball at a higher angle than dynamic, making it so if you're tagging up from third or second, for example, you see how high the ball goes, so you can figure out if you're going to go, or I mean, it's kind of like those things. You kind of have to figure out play with each of them, and that's why since I'm on dynamic here, I go on medium for defense. I think that's it for the settings, to be honest. Yeah, that's pretty much it. For the second part of this video, it's going to be how I would train, practice, or warm up for Diamond Dynasty through custom practice. A lot of people do challenge of the week. I like to do custom practice. First of all, on the home side, you're going to go ahead and assign the NL All-Stars, and then on the away side, which is what you're going to be doing because you're hitting, is you're going to be doing either the AL, the NL All-Stars, or some of these legend teams, including the Groundbreakers, the Boomers, the Beasts. You know what? Let's try the Groundbreakers. I've never used them before. Go ahead, queue up, go into a field that you usually play at. We're going to go Laughing Mountain. Sometimes I go Laughing Mountain, other times I go to a created stadium. We're going to go at 7 p.m. in October. Once you queue up, the name of the game is Repetition, Practice, and Realistic Situations. First, you got to go in the settings, and we got to change your hitting difficulty and the pitching difficulty to Legend or Hall of Fame. I mean, I'm not going to lie, Legend feels kind of slower on play now games, but a little faster in ranked. So I definitely always go Legend when I practice. Sometimes I can do Hall of Fame. You can definitely get away with it. You're just trying to warm up, but I like trying to do it on the highest difficulty with the highest pitch speeds. Again, it's going to be a challenge. You got to practice it. So go ahead and go over to pitching type. Go to batting. We're going to go to the batter. Right now, I usually like to start with good matchups. So we're going to put in a lefty or Mickey Mantle. He's a switch hitter. And we're going to leave in Paul Skeens because I always like to start with an inside fastball at outlier speed as my starting practice pitch. We're going to go inside location with the outlier fastball. We're going to apply the changes, and we are going to start just swinging. Got to be on time. I'm early. Okay. I'm not perfect about it, but here's the thing. It may look like I'm cheating towards the fastball, in which I kind of am, but that's just how I put my PCI in the videos. You guys see that's how I play. Don't cheat yourself. Like I'm not gonna start it over here because I know it's gonna be over here. I'm starting it where I know it's where I've been starting it my whole career in MLB The Show, which is a bit inside. Usually, I sometimes go down here as well, but it's an outlier pitcher. I would usually be hunting fastball in the inner half at outlier speeds in this situation. On a soft sinker baller, I might be starting down here. It's just you have to be realistic about where you're starting your PCI so you don't cheat yourself. So you're not, I mean, if you're cheating yourself, you're not practicing correctly. It's cheesy, but practice how you play. So do a couple of these. I'd probably, not too many. It does get a little bit inefficient to just do fastballs inside because then you're not going to be able for anything else. Definitely, after you've done enough of those, definitely start going on those outside sinkers. So just change this. I would honestly start practicing laying off of the sinkers that don't catch the plate. So Paul Skeens throws like a 94, 90 to 97 mile an hour sinker. So again, I usually start up here anyways. And now you got to adjust, right? Usually, depends on the count. It's not perfect, but it's just to get you warmed up, to get your eye ready, to get your PCI going. I marked it so these pitches can also go outside of the plate, as y'all can see. So I'm only swinging at the ones that I can actually hit. And as you can tell, I am not warmed up. So that's just kind of what you kind of do to start. I would start it like this. Again, you can do any order that I put these scenarios in. But just get a few swings in for each type of pitch. If I started picking up on some tendencies that he was going outside sinker and not inside fastball, then I would start cheating a little bit, especially in a count where I'm looking for something. But that's, again, an approach thing, and that's not what we're doing right now. Right now, we're just practicing some pitches, practicing barreling up some balls. Let's stop there for Mickey Mantle. Let's go righty-righty. So let's go inside sinkers from Zach Wheeler. That's a good idea. Inside sinkers, righty-righty. So let's do Hank Aaron. Seems cool. I just want to see who's available. We'll do Hank Aaron. I mean, it's Hank Aaron. Let's just do Hank Aaron. So we're going to sinker, pitch frequency all the way up. This sinker will also be able to go inside the zone and maybe even a dot, but also outside the zone. So you do have to work on your recognition, your swing. Again, righty-righty against Zach Wheeler. I'm probably be going a little bit up and in, a little low and in. That's just how I play. I'm not cheating to it because I know it's coming. That's just how I would put the PCI. The name of the game is really just practice how you play. After you do a couple of those, then I would jump into some outside cutters. Make sure they both graze and miss the plate. Again, still probably going sinker here. So you got to adjust. You got to adjust. You got to recognize a pitch. Don't got to swing. That's in the zone. See, like, I'm not warm. I'm also just terrible against that pitch. You guys can see that in the videos, but right, you got to wait on it maybe, right? See, I'm even early on that. Like, that's not the swing you want to put on that ball. You want to go opposite field. See if I can get just one good swing before. As you can tell, I need some more practice on this pitch. But that's fine. We'll just skip it. You get the deal. Another good one could be change-ups on the outer half, but honestly, I rarely do off speeds. You kind of just have to, with an approach in the box hitting, you kind of have to just adjust and or see it coming based on sequencing and past at bats. So I rarely ever do off speeds in practice. I really just do fastball, sinkers, and cutters. I sometimes do sliders on the outer half, righty-righty or lefty-lefty, but again, it's really up to you. Do what you think you need to work on. That's the whole point. Another one I would suggest is lefty-lefty sinkers. So we're going to go Lou Gehrig as our lefty. Right, I'm even late on that. So it's a hard matchup. You're going to face it, though. You got to practice it. Okay, we'll end on that. So yeah, basically, it's just you gotta pick spots that you gotta work on. You gotta pick pitches you gotta work on, matchups, practice the way you want to, but also don't cheat. You're just cheating yourself at that point. So that's what I would do for part 3 of the video. We're gonna be just going through an event game, and I'll be talking to you through my my at-bats. So once I make the team, I'll be right back. Alright, we found an opponent. Now let's see what the team can do. Let's go Logan Webb. If you can see, I got Paul Skeens. Debut coming soon. Just earned him. This event game, I'm just going to be walking you guys through what I'm thinking. Trying to think out loud. I might hit worse because of it. It's fine. It's not that deep. Okay. First rule. Rule number 1. You do not swing first pitch unless you get an over the middle, something you can hit, something you can crush, or the pitch you're looking for. Right now, I'm looking for an outside sinker. If I get anything else, I'm not swinging.
Outside, that's a ball.
I didn't even get it in where I wanted. I wanted it right here, but I didn't get it, so I didn't swing at it. I recognized it, but I didn't swing at it. We look at the pitch mix. He's got a four-seam, a sinker, and a circle change and a slider. His slider against a righty is probably going to go in the inner half.
Hey.
And he's just going to get me over strike right here. I'm looking for one pitch for 2-0 right there. That wasn't it.
Hey.
That wasn't it either. That's not very good. On a 2-2 count, I got to expand. However, you are looking for that one pitch, which was an outside sinker, but I guess I'm terrible. So that's bad. That's not a very good example. Again, looking for an outside sinker. And we got it. We're going to swing at it. We're just a bit early, and it's not hit anywhere, to be honest. Also, people asking, I don't use precision rings. I don't use a special controller. I just use a regular controller. I'm actually thinking about buying precision rings to just test them out to the different resistances. But, again, I don't really use those. Lefty-lefty, here's a very tough matchup for Jarren Duran, who already has a decent leg kick. We're going to pause right here. Lefty-lefty, you have to be ready for the fastball or the sinker inside. If you can't hit that, people will spam that. They will throw the off-speed hooking towards the other box, and that's fine. Just foul it off. 1-1 count. We're still looking for that inside sinker. He already threw it. He might go outside changeup or slider. So he went down in the dirt. 2-1, you're looking for that one pitch you can crush. Inside sinker. He gave me the fastball, and I'm going to hit it out. So that's the beauty of an approach. You have to sit one pitch and be very disciplined. You can't, if you don't get that pitch, you don't have to swing. You got another strike. Right? He didn't even throw that in the zone, but I was looking for it, so I was early and I was on it. It's all-star, but it's still something. Outside sinker. That's the first thing we're looking for. Righty-lefty, I always look for outside sinker, unless if he does a different sequence. Alright, that's a low changeup. That's a hard pitch to take. I think on strike zone, I'm probably swinging at that. On strike zone high, I've been very good at leaving that alone. Now we're looking for that one pitch. Again, we're looking for that outer sinker. We didn't get it, so we didn't swing at it, even though it looked pretty crushable. Again, it may not look sexy to leave that number 3 pitch right there, but again, you just got to trust that you're going to be able to hit the ball. Right there, that's a 2-strike swing. He dots a beautiful changeup, but we were able to put the PCI somewhere where we can put it in play. That is lucky. Don't get me wrong, it's lucky, but it's also a 2-strike swing. Like, what do you expect? He's got to dirt that. That's just a bad pitch on him. Again, we were looking for that outside sinker. Got the fastball. A little late on it because I didn't see that 2-seam spin. Yep, I was expecting an inside slider there because he hadn't gone it the whole time. It's a great pitch to match with the outside fastball or sinker. Right now, I'm probably thinking changeup. That's exactly what he got. Now, he wants to get in the zone. I'm going to expect an up and in sinker. Or an up fastball. See, I even went back on my own thing. I swung at a pitch that I didn't predict myself. I probably could have hit it better if I just wasn't trash at the game, but there you go. That's how I walked through that first inning. Let me get through this pitching. All right. Now this is a beautiful matchup. A 125 max versus a lefty is exactly what I was looking for. Right? Okay, maybe he changes. All right, he actually did not change. So, again, big PCI, we're going to be looking for that one pitch. We got it, and there you go, we got it. We were looking for that outside sinker. We got it. It was below the zone, but we were looking for it. That's a hit up the middle. That's exactly what you got to do with that pitch. Again, nice matchup right here. Looking for the outside sinker. Now he's going to start throwing it in different spots because I'm hitting it. So now we got to change up. Now we got to change it up because now he's trying to test me he's trying to test my hands.
Nope. Yep. That's a ball.
I'm expecting either a slider in the inner half or a sinker.
Ball.
Gave me a sinker and he missed it. Again, something to note is that this year's strike zone is very unforgiving for pitchers. If you take a pitch that's on the black, it might not be called a strike. Right? Like that is touching the zone, but with this year's strike zone, it's not going to be a strike ever. Again, another crazy matchup, so he's going to change the pitcher, and we're not even going to change him. This is Class A. Right now, I have a big piece out with the big clutch. However, we're facing heat with movement. You got to be ready for the fastball. Right? I cheated inside, and I cheated heat. That makes sense that when I get on the outer half, I'm going to be early. Still setting up inside. Trying to catch up the fastball. Missed it. That's terrible. This is not a great hitting studio. I'm choking. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, now it's just approach. I'm just walking through the approach. Again, we have a favorable matchup here. Trying to hit a cutter.
1-0.
Just trying to hit a cutter. That's all it is. If you get a slider that hangs over the plate, happy you, but gotta hit a
That's
cutter.
ball 2.
Okay, 3-1. That is a mistake. Gotta look for one spot only. However, he's throwing 99 cutters. A 91 slider I can recognize out of the hand, especially coming to the middle of the zone. That's just hang it, we bang it. There's not even an approach to that. Just hang it, you gotta bang it.
Hey!
Little late on the
1
fastball.
ball, 2 strikes.
Again, now you gotta take into account your swings. I was late on a fastball up and away. I was not expecting anything else but a cutter or a fastball. He threw a fastball in a pretty awkward spot. I was late. I want to score some runs. Right now, he's going to keep in Class A because I have been late on everything. So we're going to expect fastball. So he doesn't take out Class A even though Jan Duran has max power versus righties. That's his fault because now I know that he knows, or now that I believe that he is keeping him in for velocity. So I'm going to expect velocity. So, again, he quit. It's tough. It's whatever. So that's going to end the video. Thank you so much for watching. Some things you should be ready for on the channel include College Football 25 Road to Glory Episode 1 featuring Jaker/L Tigre. Some more MLB The Show content. Like I said, I'm going to be debuting Paul Skeens on Ranked. Gotta be close to Mike Trout probably in the next few videos. Also, just some random funny moments, some FIFA. Be ready for it all. I'm super glad you guys clicked on the video. If you got this far, comment. I like turtles. I don't know, I'm yapping. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this helped. Again, look to other videos as well. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.